Okay, can I call on Patricia King for the closing remarks, please? If you could all sit down. And then just after Patricia concludes, there's just, if you would stay behind just for a brief presentation.
Okay. Thank you, President. And I won't detain you long at all. Just want to thank our hosts here in the West County Hotel, the manager and all the staff who were looked after us over the last number of days, and in fact we had lots of interaction with them in the lead up to Congress, and I think everything worked out well, and we thank the staff very much for all their assistance and help. In terms of the conference arrangements, the chairman of the Standing Orders Committee and his team have always done an excellent job, and the scrutineer team led by Billy Hannigan as well, together with the tellers who had did a very efficient job last night. So thank you to the tellers, thank you to Billy and his team, and for their assistance in having the conference run so smoothly. I want to congratulate Brian, our incoming president. Brian, as everybody knows, is a formidable and high calibre representative of the trade union movement and has been vice president for the last number of years. I've got to know him over those 2 years. I wish Brian well in his term of office, and I know that we're all looking forward to working with you. I also want to thank Joe, our treasurer. From my previous life, I would know only too well, I might add, that Joe is very good at minding the money. So I hope that we can continue to work together on this. Joe, as you know, is heavily involved as well in the Congress development in the project in Cork, and indeed will be in the development of the Belfast one, so as we referred to earlier in the week. So I want to thank Joe, and I look forward to working with Joe in the next number of years. I also want to thank my colleagues in Congress who have worked so hard to make this event happen. Eileen Sweeney, who coordinates the team, Natalie Fox, Deirdre Mannion, Fiona Dunn, Sylvia Ryan, Pat Quinn, Peter Rigney, David Joyce, Fergus Whelan, Liam Burney, Frank Vaughan, Gillian Belch and Claire Moore, who joined us from the Northern Ireland office, and all of you as a team contributed so positively to the running of the event. So I won't forget either our colleagues back in headquarters and Belfast office who were minding the shop for the last number of days, and I want to thank them all for their assistance and indeed their forbearance with me over the last number of months since I took up the new role. I also want to once again include Dr. Tom Healy and the team in Nevin, who have also been of great support and help. I think this conference actually probably marks the last one for Peter Bunting, Assistant General Secretary. And I say this probably because with Peter you never know. Actually, it's sort of my fault. It's my fault that he has agreed to stay on to support me for a little while. And I think that there will be, I'm sure, plenty of occasions when we can say a lot more, but I just want to thank Peter for his personal support to me. And I know Peter over a good number of years, and I know that he's played an extraordinary, crucial role, an important role for ICTU in Northern Ireland over the years. He has a good few months yet to attend to his business in Congress, but yet I just want to say to Peter, just thank you, Peter. Finally, to our outgoing President, John. Now, I know a lot has been said already, but I just wanted to make reference and just mention a few things. As John has said, we're fellow Wicklow people. Now, that doesn't often happen to Wicklow people. I don't know what it is about us. We don't do too well on football pitches or hurling pitches or any of those other places, but we make our marks in some places. And John and I were born and reared within a few miles of one another, and I'll say no more than to say that that means we understand one another. John, I think, has brought huge energy and drive to the presidency and represented Congress at many important events here and abroad. And he still holds the same passion and commitment to achieving fundamental trade union rights, particularly the rights of access, as he did at the earliest stages in his career. As most of us know, John is a sociable fellow and he enjoys life. But I just want to mention on a personal basis, I know John well, and John is a very decent and caring man, and nobody knows that better than I do. And I just think it's often we say lots of things about people in terms of their profession and everything else, and sometimes we miss out on that. And he has been extraordinarily helpful to me in the recent transition to the new post, and I want to thank him sincerely for doing that, John. Finally, delegates, I want to thank you sincerely for your courtesy to me over the last number of days. I guarantee you there is nobody in this room more relieved than I am that it's 1:30 on Thursday, the 9th of July. But I want to thank you for your courtesy to me, and I also want to thank you for your active participation in the conference. And I think it is that participation and all of the other pieces from the team who put it together and from the staff here in the hotel, I think all of that put together made it a successful conference. Thank you very much indeed.